Marketers, hey, Nick from Powtoon here. Do you want to know the most effective kind of content you can create and a special, awesome, amazing, and effective way to communicate better at work? Here's a hint. The answer is video. This is an excerpt from a webinar I did with the Search Sessions podcast from Boostability, and it's all about how to use video for your marketing, even if you're a small business, a one-person shop, or if you're a big organization and you're working on a team, a better way to use video for your marketing and a better way to communicate using video in your workflow. Check it out. Please watch. Please enjoy. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. If you want me to cover more, give us a like, give us a subscribe so that you never miss a video. And whatever you need to communicate in this world, just remember to communicate visually with Powtoon's visual communication platform. Excellent. Thank you so much. And again, thanks everybody for joining. This is one of my very favorite topics to discuss, video, a better way to market and a better way to work. So let's dive right in. You can see the next slide here. We're in an age of video. I probably don't need to tell you all that, but just to drive it home, the reason why is because video is more effective at capturing attention and getting your message across than just about any other medium. Written content, people skim the headlines at best. Podcasts, we've all experienced this, right? We turn on a podcast and then we're doing something else. We're doing some data entry, or we're writing something, or whatever we need to work on. Podcasts are there to live in the background, to keep us keep our minds engaged. But video, people will actually watch a video, and visitors spend 2.6 times more time on a web page that has video on it, right? So we can see already there's something here. Captures attention, keeps people engaged. Let's take a look at the next slide. What does this mean in terms of marketing, though? That's sort of the reality of how people interact with video. What does it mean for marketers? What are they saying? 86% of businesses are using video marketing. Okay, so that may just be one video, and that's what they've done. Or perhaps they're using video in all aspects of their marketing, like we're going to speak about in just a moment. But 86% of businesses are using video in some capacity or another. 93% of marketers say video is a key part of their strategy. And 86% of marketers claim that video has increased traffic to their website. So a video can increase the number of people coming to your website. It can increase the time that they're on your website. But this stat is, I really think, the most key, and the reason why video makes a difference for marketers. 94% of marketers say that video has helped them increase user understanding of their product or service. That's the game in marketing, right? Educating a market, helping them truly understand what are the problems they're encountering, how can they overcome them, and how is your product or service the right solution for them. So video does that better than almost anything else. So there's one other really key important thing to realize, is that video is now a key part, an essential part of the shopping experience. And these stats come from Google. If you go to thinkwithgoogle.com, they've got a huge data set you can pour through and find all sorts of cool information that they make available. Over half, 55% of people search for products first and then seek out videos for more information. And we know that the search term, which product should I buy, that formulation of a search, that's grown more than 200% in recent years. And this is from Wise Owl, 85% of people would like to see brands produce more video in 2021. So it's clear. It is effective as a medium. Marketers know how to leverage it and want to leverage it and massively are leveraging it for their work. And not only that, but it's become part and parcel to how customers research products and make buying decisions. So there's no denying that video is important, but there are some obstacles, right?
Yeah, those numbers are
Christine,
huge.
go ahead.
No, I just don't want to, like, that is a huge number. 85%, like, they want it, or, they go and they immediately research, they see something they like and they want to see if other people like it or whatever. That is a massive number.
Yeah. And people would rather find a video about it than pour through another PDF or look at another web page. A video will make it come alive for people. But what keeps businesses, if we see 85% are doing it in some capacity or another, it's key to people's strategy. But what keeps businesses, what's keeping you from doing more video, from implementing strategy? And it's three little things. One, quality, right? We want to have video that reflects the quality of your brand, of your product or your service. You want it to make sense to your audience. You need the quality to match what they're expecting to see on the given channel that they're watching on or a platform. You need to worry about turnaround time, right? If you're working with an outside agency, then you may be at the mercy of their schedule when it comes to getting things done, or the process of communicating back and forth that can be very slow. And finally, cost, right? Not only the cost and time that we just mentioned, but cash money. Budgets are finite things and they can only be spent once, right? So the cost of your videos, it has a real impact on how much video marketing you can do. Luckily, technology, even the culture around video is changing to make these obstacles less and less relevant. I want to show you guys what Panasonic had to say about this. And obviously, Panasonic is an electronics company, and their UK marketing division uses Powtoon. This is what they had to say. First of all, the challenge, right? And it's the same challenge that everybody is facing, every marketer faces with video. Panasonic's UK marketing division was seeking a solution that would allow them to produce high quality video content without the costly rates and prolonged project turnaround that are often associated with outsourcing to an agency. Quote, I wanted to be able to create videos quicker and cheaper than using an agency. We went from creating 5 videos a year with an agency to about 5 videos a month, if not more, said Daniel Creasy, who's the UK marketing manager at Panasonic. So they're using Powtoon's platform to create not, a video a quarter, but a video a week or more that they can get out there on different channels and start engaging the market, being a part of the conversation, and to do it visually. From promoting white papers to creating product teasers and virtual event content, and we'll talk about some other ways you can use video in your marketing as well. Panasonic leverages its social media and sets a new standard for their industry. So this is really effective, and I know what you're all saying. If we could see the next slide, please. Oh, yes, the video marketing crash course. Before I get into that, let's talk about all the different ways that you can use video in your marketing, okay? If we could see the next slide, please. So, number one, product video. If you don't have a video that explains what your product or service is, who it's for, why they should care, and what they should do next to get access to it, then you are really missing the boat. Not only will that help, like that stat we saw earlier, 94% of marketers saying that video is helping their users understand what their product is all about. Your product video can do that, and it will help people stay on your site longer, 2.6 times longer if that video is there. It'll also help more people find your website, right? So super, super, super important to have that product video. And there's all sorts of different formats you could go through. Talk about that maybe in the Q&A if people have any more questions. Also, Powtoon has a ton of video templates available if you are just starting out. So I can get into more of that in a moment. Promotional videos or ads, right? Now, especially ads that run on social media platforms and things like that. This is such a huge opportunity. There are so many eyeballs on social media feeds every day. And you have the ability as a company or as an individual to pay these social platforms to put your ad in front of people. So it's really, really powerful. Now, you may want something that really matches the feel of that social feed, or you may want something that is dramatic visually. Remember, most people are looking at a social feed with the sound off. So you're really going to need to grab them with the visuals, or if the text is important, you're going to want to be sure that that's really visible. Or you may in fact want to, because you're spending money to put this video in front of people, it may be this is the video that you do work with an agency for to have that highest caliber of production. Social media. Now, this was Panasonic leverages social media. lot of our clients leverage social media. Social media is ephemeral. It comes and it goes, right? And good luck finding something you saw a week ago on social media. That means you need to be able to create content very quickly without a lot of overhead. You got to create a lot of content. You want to put it up there. You want to have people engage with it, and you want to be able to move on to the next piece of content, to that next post, right? So you're going to need some kind of tool that allows you to create that video content really quickly, really easily, without a whole lot of people involved, so that you can just turn it around quickly. I also want to mention YouTube, separate from the social platforms, because it does behave really differently, even though there's kind of a social component to YouTube with the user accounts and with comments. What you see on YouTube is a completely different kind of posture of the users of YouTube, right? As opposed to it being on a phone and someone looking at a social feed and square or vertical videos, they're oftentimes watching it perhaps on a phone, or maybe on a tablet, or even on a smart TV in a more kind of traditional screen experience, right? It's widescreen. They're watching it primarily with the sound on. And if you're running ads on that platform, of course, you'll need to take that into account. Also, that first 5 seconds, right, where you've got a captive audience before they can skip. That's another opportunity there in your video. But I want to also mention the organic side of YouTube. The videos you post on YouTube, unlike social media, are highly discoverable the day you post it, and also a week and a month and a year and 2 years and 3 years. Powtoon has videos on our YouTube channel that we published in 2014 and 2015 that continue to get organic views. The reason for that, among other things, you may know this, you may not know this, even though YouTube is not a search engine, it is the second most used search engine on the internet, because users are going to YouTube and searching for videos that help meet a need, help entertain them, or inspire them, right? So if you can create videos that are couched around the search terms that your audience or your desired audience are searching for, your content can show up and meet their intent, meet their need, help build your reputation as someone, as a company, as a brand that has the information and the value your audience is looking for. And those videos have a life beyond that day that you publish it. So it's really like almost like a virtual real estate investment, being able to get good, valuable content on YouTube.
Isn't that
Webinars.
interesting? Yeah. Oh, sorry. One
No,
little
go
thing
ahead.
about YouTube.
I'm rambling. If you have questions, please dive in.
No, I just a quick comment. You wouldn't really think about YouTube as a search engine. I mean, obviously, when you go on it and you want to find something, like you immediately go up to the little search icon. So, I mean, it makes sense. That's just not something you would intuitively think about.
Right. And I think Maya's going to have a little more detail
Yes.
for us on
Yes, she's gonna.
exactly how you leverage that ability, that sort of hidden search engine reality that is in the back end of YouTube. So
You stole my
it's really
teaser.
apologize, but don't worry, folks. More stuff is coming. It's going to be great. I want to just quickly mention webinars. Webinars are really key for us here at Powtoon, also a number of our clients. And the webinar itself is a video. You can create teasers for that webinar. You can create teasers for your replay. We'll talk also a little bit more about that in a moment. But webinars are very, very powerful. It's also really a great way to connect with your customers or potential customers, because we're here together. You guys can type into the chat, you can see us, and we can make a connection. And not only that, but it's a way to get to know what are those challenges that your customers are having. What's the words, what's the language that they're using to talk about it, and how can you use those words to really help them understand why your solution is valuable to them. One last thing, screen recording and video messaging. Now, you wouldn't necessarily think of this as a way to create content, but it is a very powerful way to create content, especially for those social media channels where it doesn't need to be the highest level of production. It needs to be immediate. It needs to be authentic, right? Those are the things that matter the most in those sorts of settings. So let's see the next slide. Okay, Nick. What are you talking about? Give me something concrete. Don't worry. If you're like these two characters and you're confused, don't worry. Let's dive into the Powtoon studio. I'm going to show you guys first. I prepared a short video message that I'm intending to use to promote the very replay of this webinar that we're on right now. So just one moment while I share my screen. Desktop, yes, yes. Can everybody see my screen? Good, wonderful. So
We see it.
excellent, excellent. So I'm just going to play this short message. Before I do, I'll just mention I created this using Powtoon Capture. It's a Chrome extension we released this year that allows you to record your webcam or your screen or both. Looks like this when it's installed, and as you can see, it gives you a camera window here. You can record the screen. You can only, just record the screen, or you can just record your camera like this, or you can use it in present mode. This won't record, but will leave your camera window on your screen so that you can be right there with your audience when you're presenting. But I used it to record a short promo for the replay of this webinar. Hey everybody, Nick from Powtoon, and I'm so excited to share the replay to our recent webinar we held with Boostability. Video, a better way to market, a better way to work. If you have questions about how to implement video marketing at your organization, or if you want to work better as a team using video, this is the training for you. So please check it out, and I can't wait to see what you create next. Have a great day. Now, you could use that video as is. It took me 26 seconds to make. As long as it plays, that's how long it took me to make. So it's an incredibly quick way to create content, but you can take it a step further. In fact, if you make it, we have, I'm not sure exactly what the limit is. I think it's 70 minutes for a capture. But if you make it in under 3 minutes, you have the option to edit it in the Powtoon Studio. And this is really an amazing way to add value to what you're doing with these video messages and sort of graduate it from sort of just a video memo to a proper video that you might share. So as you can see, this loads up the video that I created right in the Powtoon Studio. Down here is my timeline. So I've got all 26 seconds of my video. I can drag the playhead here and kind of get a sense of where things are. I can press play. Hey everybody, Nick from Powtoon, and I'm so excited. And the other thing I can do, of course, I have the entire Powtoon Studio available to me here. So text. In fact, if I wanted to put in my title, I can just click this, and I'm just going to move this to the right a little bit, or I can drag it if I like. And if you're familiar with slide deck software, then you know exactly how to do this. There are text boxes. You double click there. I'm going to edit the text. Nick Liebman, that's me. Whoops. Just make this a little smaller. There we go. Head of content, Powtoon, and I actually think I can get this to fit like that. Oh. So we can see now as we play the video. Hey everybody, Nick from Powtoon, and I'm so excited to share the replay to our recent. My timing is a little bit off, right? So I just want to move this up to, let's say, 1.5 seconds. Yeah, and then this right at 2. Let's try that one more time. Hey everybody, Nick from Powtoon, and I'm so excited to share the replay to our recent webinar we held with Boostability. Video, a better way to market. You get the idea. The other thing, really, really powerful is we have all of these royalty-free soundtracks that you can add. And this really does make a video come alive. And you can search through, you can filter it by the kind of mood you want. How about something chill? You can preview them. Bum, bum, like this. I like that one. I'm going to click use, and then I'm just going to bring the audio down because the sound from my video might be a little bit lower, and I just want to check how this sounds together with the soundtrack. Oops, sorry, one moment. Hey everybody, Nick from Powtoon, and I'm so excited to share the replay to our recent webinar we held with Boostability. Video, a better way to market, a better way to work. If you have questions about how, and of course you can add more, you could add a character, you could, you could even create your own character if you wanted, all sorts of options there. We have things on our website that go through more about what's available in the Powtoon Studio. But this is just one way to, if you can say it and you can create a slide deck, then you can also have a video that rises to that caliber. I do just want to jump back in to the presentation, and I'll stop sharing my screen for a moment.
And I will pick it up. 1 second.
Excellent.
Let's see. Share screen. Sure. Okay. Everyone
Excellent.
good? Great.
Very good. Next slide, please.
Okay.
So, a 21st century workflow. Ladies and gentlemen, if we can see the next slide. It's all about video. Instead of your next long email or a stupefying spreadsheet or a marathon meeting, think about using video and visual communication for all of these things. Content creation. We just saw actually how quick and easy you can create original content for your social channels, etc., with screen recording, edits and feedback. This has been huge on our team because even if you're not working with an outside organization, you may have a designer and a content writer and a bunch of other people that you'll need to kind of get on the same page, right? And if anybody's ever given edit feedback to a piece of content in an email, it is a very long process. You have to go, okay, I want to say this, you have to describe what you're talking about in text. Much easier to record your screen, say, hey, love the design. I noticed that this isn't quite right here. Please be sure that we're proofreading that. And I believe the color palette we're supposed to be using is this one and not that one, etc. And you can simply make your comments, share that video. The marketing to sales handoff, especially in the B2B context, right? Being able to hand that relationship off from the marketing content that's happening to your sales team is super important. And being able to communicate that quickly via video is super important. To have your sales reps be able to create their own videos, to communicate face-to-face with your leads, potential customers. You can even do that handoff again from sales to your customer success team. And the whole time that's being supported with video. What about reporting the success of your marketing team? This is something we were talking about in the lead up to this. But if you work in marketing, you know, the best marketing does not leave a footprint. If marketing is really good, you don't notice it. The audience doesn't notice it. They're simply finding answers to questions that they're asking, learning about solutions to problems that they're having. They don't even notice the marketing if it's very good. But that's not so good for a marketing team, right? Because it can seem like, yeah, okay, everything's working. Of course it's working. And sometimes the leadership doesn't quite see all of the work that goes into it. But if the marketing team, instead of sending a spreadsheet or having a dashboard that maybe makes sense, maybe doesn't, imagine creating an infographic video to share that success with others in the company, with your executive team, working with an executive, say your CMO, to create a video that then they share on behalf of the team, right? Depending on the culture in your organization or the ways in which people acknowledge and give shout outs to successes in the company, this can be an incredibly powerful tool. And just like it's true for your customers that they will, instead of multitasking or skimming, they're going to watch the whole thing. Guess what? So will your executives and the rest of your colleagues. Onboarding and training, right? And I'm also going to add to that offboarding or knowledge capture. When someone is new and coming on your team, you want to be able to get them up to speed immediately. You want them to feel a part of your team culture. You know, you want them to know, how do we get stuff done here? Who is the gatekeeper for this thing or that thing? What should I not waste my time with? Because that's not how things are done here. Communicating that via video instead of a boring slide deck or a long PDF or a series of emails somebody has to sit through, that is going to make the difference. They're really going to watch it. They're really going to know what they're doing. It's going to save you all time and money when it comes to mistakes and productivity. And it really helps a team build on the momentum of success. And also offboarding, right? We hope that, of course, every member of our team is challenged and satisfied and working and engaged and is never going to leave the company. But of course, that's not a reality. People move on, people have other opportunities. And in fact, that's a good thing, as long as they don't take their knowledge with them. And I've been through this personally, right? When you have turnover and wait a minute, wasn't that so-and-so who always handled these email sends? Oh man, where's that document? What's going on? Being able to create video messages that summarize what people do, how they do it, and the little optimizations they found along the way, that institutional knowledge that people build up as they work on a team. You don't need to lose that if that person moves on to different opportunities. You can capture it with video. Last point about the 21st century workflow: it's not just on your team, it's also about communicating with your vendors and your contractors, right? This can speed up, let's say, like we mentioned, there may be times when you do want to work with an outside agency to do a higher level of production on your videos. Well, that will need feedback, that will need communication, edits, and all of that. You can communicate that directly in a short video. And just like your customers and just like your colleagues, your contractors and your vendors will also watch that, and they will consume that information. They're going to understand it better than if you just sent an email, and it's going to save you time, save you mistakes. We do this with our SEO team. We do this with, out the freelance writers we work with, and all sorts of, and different designers and other folks we work with all the time. So do a number of our clients. So it's really, really to be able to apply, right, the power of video, because Christine mentioned earlier, it's a language today that we all are much more fluent in than we used to be, right? It used to be that video was a language you needed to go study for years and years and have a lot of experience. And by the way, also pay for expensive equipment to pull off, right? It's not the case anymore. It's now a common language. We have access to it on our phones. We walk around with a video production studio in our pocket every day. So this is really something that not only should we be applying it to our marketing, we can apply it to how we work, and we can get all of those benefits on our team, across our company, and with our clients as well. So that's the main idea of using video to market, and not only to market, but to work and communicate better. I do just want to mention, if I could see the next slide, please, that there are a few things you can do today to make this easier, to start putting video into action for your marketing team, and for your whole company. First, go to Powtoon.com. You can sign up for free for an individual account. Download the Powtoon Capture Chrome extension so that you can also make video messages and that ephemeral content for social media we were talking about. Be sure that you check out Powtoon's video template gallery. We've got hundreds of professionally designed and optimized video templates. If you want to simply update the text and upload your logo, you could have a video in as quick as 4 or 5 minutes. If you want to completely customize every aspect of the video and you have the time to do that, no problem. Then you've got something completely unique. Or if you just want to take a look at those templates to be inspired and to learn a little bit about how these different components of the video are constructed, they're really, really helpful for that as well. And if you want more, we have premium accounts that allow you to use more features, have access to more soundtracks, videos, images for the background, all that sort of stuff, more character sets, more templates. And we have a discount just for you wonderful people for joining us today. Event 15, that will get you 15% off any Powtoon premium plan, the Pro Plus, or the agency plan. So please do check that out. But of course, it's free to sign up and it's free to play around and to see just how easy it can be to have video working for your marketing team.
Thanks, Nick. I think that's one thing I really want people to take away from your part of this talk, is just how it's not complicated to necessarily do video anymore, where I think a lot of people are still intimidated by it. Maybe you've got a small team, or you're, one man band, or just a small business. You're like, I don't have the time or the ability to do video. But I mean, with any computer that has a web camera now, or your phone, it's not that hard to just do a quick product video and like unbox something or whatever. It's become so much easier.
Yeah, and I would also say, that it's video is it's easier, and it's more effective, and it's also, we're sort of in a moment of experimentation, right? Um, Whether that's like aping the styles that are showing up on TikTok and platforms like that, right? Or leveraging those kinds of trends, or doing something just kind of wacky and experimental. Especially if you don't have to spend $20,000 in 2 months with an outside agency to do it. You're free to experiment and to see quickly, what are people reacting to, what's making a difference, can I one up that thing. So that's been something I've seen as well, that we're in a moment of experimentation. Boy, the other piece of that is what we've all experienced in the last year and a half with the coronavirus outbreak, right? All of a sudden, even late night TV shows, which usually have, multi-million dollar budgets and cameras and all that, those were happening on a webcam in somebody's house, right?
Yeah.
So the formality of production has relaxed in a way that everyone seems to be okay with. And I think that's a huge opportunity for, small businesses, medium-sized businesses, any company that isn't used to spending a huge amount of money and time on video. Guess what? You don't need to anymore. And you can really leverage your creativity, the creativity on your team, and try stuff out because people are open to it.
For sure. Awesome. And yeah, like you mentioned TikTok a little bit. We've got a couple questions, so we'll get into that discussion
Great.
here in just a minute, because I feel like that's dominating the video discussion right now, but we'll get there.